guys, it's Jeremy here on Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. Whatever today, guys, is another album review. This is a band that reached out to me through my channel email, asked me if I could check out their band and their latest release. This is not a brand new release. It came out in May of this year. It is a 2025 release at least. They're a black metal band based out of Illinois in the US. And the guitarist reached out to me, like I said, and asked me to check it out. And I'm always down to check out new bands and albums. I'm not a black metal guy at all, but I wanted to keep an open mind and check it out with open ears and give it a listen. And this is again, they're called Cacotopia. I looked up the meaning of the word out of curiosity, and it's essentially the opposite meaning of dystopia, which is like an ideal society. Cacotopia, the definition is an imagined, undesirable, and frightening society or place. So really suiting for a black metal band. I thought that was pretty interesting. The album's self-titled, like I said, it's their third full length in total. And they're formed in 2002. The new album has 11 tracks. It's 40 and a half minutes roughly. The album cover is pretty typical black metal. The logos, definitely black metal style logo. It looks like the imagery is almost like a assembly line, but there's like humans in it kind of thing. It's kind of an interesting cover. And at first listen, this is a pretty good album. Like, I found myself going back to it, wanting to hear a couple of tracks again. Like, I dug it quite a bit considering it's black metal. It's not usually my thing. I found the second half of the album to be better than the first half overall. The first couple songs kind of fell into the vibe of what I don't like about black metal, where it sounds like a wall of noise to my ears. But later on, many of the tracks kind of had more dimensions to them and more layers. Definitely a ton of progressive elements in this album, which I really enjoyed. A lot of odd time signatures and interesting guitar work. The vocals are pretty standard black metal vocals, nothing too surprising there. I think the vocals suit the music pretty well, and it's well executed. Standout tracks for me would be World Hijacked, Alpha Malevolence was a really good one. Human 2.0 I really enjoyed as well. Suicidal Miscarriage was another good one. Like I said, the second half of the album was overall stronger than the first half in my opinion. Really interesting guitar work, like I said. Good layering. I found some of the changes of tempos and stuff. Some of those songs would bring it right down to a really slow tempo, almost droning, but had a really cool effect that added a lot of atmosphere. The song Visions in the Sky, number 3, had a cool, halfway through the song, it had this kind of cool vocal layering or harmony, if you will, but it really added to the kind of evil sounding vibe of the music. I really dug that. Yeah, like I said, good guitar work on this really stood out to me. A lot of good layering and good soloing and kind of good, like I said, tempo changes and time signature changes that really keep it interesting. I found the second half of the album, like I said, had a lot more dimension and not quite as straightforward black metal. A lot of progressive elements, which I was really surprised. There wasn't really songs I hated on the album. The first couple tracks I didn't like as much. Like I said, I dug the second half better, but they're still decent. They weren't bad by any means. In terms of the production, I think it sounded pretty good. The guitars were heavy, the vocals were in the forefront. The drums you could definitely hear, they're nice and punchy, and production was really good. But overall, I dug this quite a bit considering it was black metal. For a rating, I'm going to give it, for the style of music, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. I think it was really well executed. I think for the style of music, it's done really well. They incorporated a lot of really cool guitar kind of textures in it. I really enjoyed. Definitely a band I would highly recommend checking out if you are into black metal. I think you'll definitely enjoy this. Like I said, it's not exactly my forte, if you will, but I think it's really well written and executed. Yeah, pretty cool album. So if you have heard this album, guys, let me know down below what you thought of the album. And stay tuned for more album reviews coming up. I've got a ton more to do for you guys. Until next time, guys. keep it metal.